guys, welcome to my channel, Armor of Her. It's your girl Tasha, and today I'm going to be talking about how I became a single mother of 5. Okay, so I feel like whenever we're starting a family, you just automatically think it's going to be this whole white picket fence sort of ideal life, and it just doesn't always turn out to be that way. I have 5 kids, as you know. They all share the same father. And when I was with my kid's father, I wouldn't say that it was the best relationship, but I just kind of stuck with it because it's really all that I knew. I met him when I was really young. He was a couple of years older than me, and it kind of worked. I was at a place in my life where he came in and helped me and sort of changed my life and my circumstances from where I was at, and I just kind of went with it. I had my first child at 21, and yeah, so after the first kid, we had twins about a year later, and then I had another daughter and then another daughter. And so at that point, it's just like, we're already 5 kids in. And I felt like that was the person that I was going to be with for the rest of my life. But in that relationship, there was also a lot of issues, domestic violence issues. And I just got to the point where I was tired of it. So I ended up taking my kids, moving into my own apartment. And then about 2 years later, he was shot and killed. So I remember when I found out that he had passed away, one of the first things that came to my mind was, what am I going to tell my kids? And, how am I going to be able to do this on my own? I feel like I hadn't even realized that God had already prepared me to be able to do this by myself. Like I said, I had already moved into an apartment with just me and the kids. I had got my first real job, and so I already was doing it alone. It was just the fact of there's no one else for me to turn to. If I did need help, if I did need something for the kids, I know that beforehand I had him, and now it's like I felt like I had no one. Even though I have family, I do have family. I have a mom and siblings, but it's just different, I feel like I was sort of forced to just have to do it on my own, if you understand what I'm saying. Some of the questions that I get a lot is, how do I do it? And honestly, I would say by the grace of God. It's hard. Of course it's hard. But I can honestly say it's been 5 years now since the passing of my kid's dad, and there's not a day that I have lacked anything. Seriously, there's not a day that I haven't been able to pay my bills. There's never been a day that me or my kids went without food. We have not went without, and I don't get any financial assistance for him passing away or any money that was left to us due to his death. Nothing. I feel like it literally has been God. I work a job, of course, but it's just been God carrying us through. Does it get hard? Absolutely it gets hard. There are days where I feel like I don't know how I made it out of bed that day. When it first happened, of course, my kids were really young, and I don't think they really knew. I don't think my kids really understood what it meant for their dad to no longer be here. Now that they're older, I feel like they have a better understanding. So, of course, they have more questions, and that all in itself is hard. I remember back then, I would be like, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to make this happen for me, for my kids? But it's like, I'm doing it and it's happening. Like, life is still moving and God is still good, and we're in a good spot. And then about a year or so ago, I decided that I wanted to go to school. And so that's me adding, you know, something extra onto my plate. So that's has probably been the toughest part, because I'm waking up early in the morning, I'm getting my kids ready for school, I'm going to work, I'm getting off of work, picking my kids up, coming home, doing homework with them, doing homework for myself, not going studying, not getting to bed till late. I have a son who is disabled, so he has therapy throughout the week. Sometimes I just feel like my plate is filled. It's overflowing. But I know the purpose of why I'm going to school and what it is that I'm trying to do, to give me and my kids a better future. So I feel like that all in itself, you know, in the end, it'll all be worth it. I know where it is that I'm trying to go and what it is that I'm trying to do and what it is that I'm pushing towards. So in the end, it'll be worth it.